Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a ultimate drugstore starter kit, and these are going to be all of my favorite products from the drugstore that I feel like everyone needs at least one of these kinds of products in their makeup kit from the drugstore. So let's get into the video. Okay, so before I start with my makeup, I just want to start off with moisturizer, and of course, the same as the last video, my favorite drugstore moisturizer is the Neutrogena Water Boost Hydro Gel Moisturizer. And I am going to be using a lot of the same products from last week's video because with the current circumstances, I haven't gone to the drugstore and just had the time to browse around and look for new makeup or new trendy makeup. Like, I've been wanting to try some of the hard candy products and some Maybelline products and etc. But of course, I just haven't had the time, or I have had a lot of time, but yeah, it's just not been a priority right now. So I'm gonna start off with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Moisturizer. So for a drugstore kit, a good product to have is a eyebrow razor, this like little razor. Today I'm not going to be doing my eyebrows. So today I'm not necessarily going to be using this for my eyebrows, but for my upper lip area. And that's why I went with moisturizer first, because it prevents irritation, at least for me, if I go and moisturize my skin before I use this eyebrow razor on my face. And I don't do my whole face with the eyebrow razor, just on my upper lip and on the top of my eyebrows, because I do my own eyebrows, not just because we're in quarantine, but ever since I moved back to San Antonio, I just haven't found a good eyebrow person, nor have I tried really, to be honest. So I do my own eyebrows, but yeah, so I just, with this little eyebrow razor, I just shave the top of my eyebrows. Now keep in mind, this is a super quick way to do your eyebrows, but it is a razor, so it doesn't take out the eyebrow hair from the root like using the string, or like threading your eyebrows or waxing them or plucking them, just FYI. So I just like to go up here and use this eyebrow razor at the top of my face right here. So I am going to be doing my makeup application a little differently today. I'm going to try doing my whole base and then eyebrows and eyes, and then just to change it up, just to spice things up a little bit. So I don't always use primer. I always like to do moisturizer, and I don't necessarily do primer, but for the sake of this video, I did do moisturizer because I was going to shave my face or my upper lip, and I didn't want my face to be irritated. So for a primer, the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, people say it is a really good dupe for the Tatcha Silk Cream Primer. I think that's what it's called, right? But I personally don't know, because I've never tried the Tatcha, but I personally don't know because I don't have the Tatcha primer. So what I'm doing with this Poreless Putty Primer is just focusing it on my nose and right here on my upper cheek area, where I do have more noticeable pores. So for foundation, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Superstay Foundation, and I use the shade 127 in Sand Beige. I'm not sure if this is still a perfect foundation match, because to be honest, I haven't used this foundation in a while. But this is a really good OG foundation. It is really good for if you have oily skin. It makes your face look flawless and matte all day. And for me personally, I always like to apply foundation on the back of my hand and stipple it on with a flat foundation brush. This is a Wet n Wild brush. And I am just going to stipple it on with a foundation brush, and then I like to go in and smooth it out with a beauty blender. I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender from, of course, Shop Miss A, and just make sure that foundation is on smoothly. And so after foundation, I'm going in with concealer, and I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer in this shade Classic Beige. So after I apply the concealer under my eyes, I set it. I usually do loose setting powder, but for today's video, I'm going to use pressed powder. And I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Contouring Duo palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. With that same damp beauty blender, I'm going to go in with the lightest shade and press that under my eyes. And I try not to use too much powder, just a little bit to set my under eyes and hopefully so that the concealer won't crease under my eyes. But I don't like to use too much powder because then I look really dry and really cakey. So now for eyebrows. So for eyebrows, it's going to be the same as my last video. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil in this shade, what shade am I? Deep Brown. For eyeshadow primer, I just use that same CoverGirl concealer that I used under my eyes, and I set it with that same Wet n Wild powder that I used earlier to set my under eyes. So for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be going in with this Milani eyeshadow palette. It's super basic, super nude, everyday eyeshadow. So to start, I'm going to start off with the lightest color, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. And since I do have hooded eyelids, I make sure to take the lightest eyeshadow all the way up, because I always start off with the lightest color first and then work my way down. Luckily in this eyeshadow, I'm only going to use 2 matte shades and a shimmer, so it's not going to be that complicated of an eyeshadow look. But I always start way up here because first of all, it's not as high as you think it is whenever it photographs or in person. And second of all, I like to work my way down with the darker colors. So if I start like here, there's not going to be much room. So just a little tip if you have hooded eyelids. With an even smaller blending brush, this is by BH Cosmetics, I'm going to go in with that orange shade and use that as my crease shade. Okay, so now that I got those 2 colors blended out on my eyelids, I'm going to take this bronze color and put it on my lid, and I'm just going to do that using my finger. Okay, so for under eyes, I'm just going to take a mixture of the brown and orange that I used on my eyelid under my eye. I'm going to be moving on to the rest of my face. So for bronzer, I'm going to use this Maybelline Master Bronze Bronzing Palette. And I'm going to apply that using this Wet n Wild brush. And I just like to take a mixture of these 2 darker shades and put those on my cheek. So for blush, I'm going to use this AOA Studios blush in the shade Dandy. And I'm going to apply that using a angled brush from AOA Studios as well in the number F14. So now that I got all my powders on for the most part, I'm going to set my face with this Evian facial spray. Now this is technically not a setting spray, but again I just like to use it just to dampen up my face a little bit, not to necessarily have my makeup on all day or all night. For that I need to find a good setting spray from the drugstore, and then I will update you guys on that if I do find a good one. But I've heard the Wet n Wild setting sprays are pretty good, and the e.l.f. ones. So now for highlights, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Highlighting Gold Bar. This is another OG product that was super popular like back in the day, and everyone was going crazy about Wet n Wild's highlighters because they were so popping and so brightening. And I'm going to apply that using a Morphe M451 brush. And I'm going to apply inner corner highlight with the Morphe M455. So now for lashes, I'm not going to apply false lashes today. I think I'm just going to stick to mascara today. And lately my favorite drugstore mascara has been this Maybelline the Colossal Mascara. But before I apply that, a little makeup hack, if you will, to have if you don't wear falsies and you just wear mascara, a little hack would be to heat up your your eyelash curler. So I just apply heat to this part, and I do that using a lighter, or if I'm gonna straighten my hair, I'll put this in between the clamps of the straightener. And my eyelashes curl a lot quicker and they last all day curled. So just a little tip. And lastly, to finish this look off, I'm gonna use the ColourPop Lippy Stick in the shade Brink. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. I hope y'all were able to find some products that maybe you haven't used and were thinking about using and adding to your makeup collection. So if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, want to know what I use, what I did, how I did it, let me know in the comments down below. And I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.